It's Ashley Vogel, and the country I chose to do today was Italy. This is for class Principles of Procurement, LOGM 228, Professor Dr. Polari. The date is 9/14/2024. I chose to do this country because it's pretty close to me. I work for an Italian company who has been around for over 100 years. Got their little book here. Aside from that, according to Thackeray 2024, Italy is a growing country. They offer a lot of attractive business investments in destinations, and they're third to Europe and France. They have a large domestic market, and they have a lot of pull because they're one of the founding members of the European Union, and that gives them a lot of access to the free movement of goods due to their alliance with them. Thackeray 2024 also mentions that they have great access points. And a couple years ago, they were the seventh largest exporter in the world. Seventh largest exporter in the world. They're known around the world to have like skilled laborers, and they make excellent quality products. And this is one of the reasons that people continue to do business with them. They just make good quality stuff. Some of Italy's cultural practices involve their more formal and relationship-oriented communication styles. They observe more of the hierarchical structure, which means that they're on the higher side of the power distance. This is important when it comes to decision making because it means that the decisions are happening from the top management. Yeah, they do listen to some feedback and stuff like that. However, some of their friendship and personal relationships can be more impactful to what happens. That was from Hofstede 2010. And uncertainty avoidance. Italy is high because they like clear and clean cut contracts with no wiggle room. Um, and as we kind of talked about, Italy is more formal and relationship oriented, according to Trompinar's 2012. They fit more of a polychronic time structure. They like to do things with friends and family, and that often means that takes precedent over like strict time schedules, and they're often more flexible in that regard. They aren't sticking to heavy, strict uh, meeting times and stuff like that. As you can tell, I mean, Italy is more personal when it comes to business culture, and that impacts the importance of face. It's a big deal to them. They don't like social image damage, and they're big on reputation. That's from Championars 2012. This kind of leads into their buyer-seller rank, which, according to Lewis 2006, it's a hierarchical demand respect and a hierarchical demanding respect and image. I mean, they are very much on image and respect. Good news is when it comes to the importance of harmony, they like it smooth. They want to keep negotiations going and strong and with their potential and work out potential problems. When it comes to the United States, cultural practices are much different from Italy's cultural practices, and I can see a few of them that stand out. The first on being the U.S. They have a lower power distance, and when it comes to impersonal business cultures, they're a little more impersonal. Um, it's widely known that the U.S. doesn't adhere to strong hierarchy. Rather, they like to follow more like a flat organizational structure. It's pretty common. This means that the employees are more involved in communicating with the higher ups, and there isn't a huge distance from associate to boss. Um, Hosfed 2010. The U.S. is definitely more impersonal. We tend to look at business transactions as just that, professional and distant from our personal relationships. Another cultural difference is the buyer-seller rank and our monochronic time management approach. In the buyer-seller rank, the U.S. keeps it professional, and they don't focus on that as much. Focus on status as much. According to Trompinars, when it comes to time management, the U.S. follows more of a monochronic style. They like to stick to deadlines, and they like to get things done in a timely manner. By researching countries' cultures before conducting a procurement transaction. It would benefit the business I work for because, in general, it helps with communication. We all share different experiences around the world, and it's important and it shows sophistication to understand how the cultures are different, and how they adhere to various cultural practices. You can avoid a lot of trouble and conflict associated with negotiation and agreements. Thomas, 2008. As we've learned, Italy adheres to a lot more of the status and hierarchy roles, and it's important to observe those relationships when it comes to conducting business and procurement activities with them. In the end, we can gain a more competitive advantage by understanding how the cultural markets work. We can build trust, we can avoid just offending people, and show respect for the countries we work with over time. I've learned that Italy and the US are very different when it comes to relationships and communication. We can learn a few things from how culture affects business transactions and procurement, and how it's important to respect other countries' viewpoints and their norms. In this case, Italy is a world leader in business and continues to grow into a powerhouse of exporting. And if we take the time to understand where people are coming from, we will all have much more powerful working relationships with them. All right. Thanks for your time.